I was skeptical about this one at first. I mean, I've seen a lot of pre-built gaming PCs over the years, and most of them either cut corners on the specs or charge way too much for what you actually get. But when I heard about the iBUYPOWER Y40 with the Ryzen 7 7700X and RTX 4070 Ti Super, I had to give it a closer look. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What really caught my attention was the balance of power and price. This isn't some overpriced boutique build where you're paying for flashy packaging or a fancy case. It's a solid machine that's ready to run modern games at high settings without breaking the bank. I put it through its paces with a mix of AAA titles and some newer releases, and I was genuinely impressed by how smoothly everything ran. First off, the processor. The Ryzen 7 7700X is no slouch. It handles multitasking like a champ, whether you're streaming, recording gameplay, or just juggling a bunch of browser tabs while a game runs in the background. I tried running Cyberpunk 2077 with RT Overdrive mode and still had enough headroom to keep Discord open and a few Chrome windows running. That's the kind of performance you'd expect from a high-end desktop, not a pre-built that's supposed to be budget-friendly. Then there's the graphics card. The RTX 4070 Ti Super 16GB is a beast for 1440p gaming. I tested it with titles like Alan Wake 2 and Starfield, both running at max settings with DLSS set to quality mode. The frame rate stayed consistently above 60 FPS, and the ray tracing looked sharp without feeling like a slideshow. If you're planning to game at 1440p or even push into 4K with DLSS, this card is more than capable. The memory setup is another highlight. You get 32 GB of DDR5 running at 5600 MHz, which is more than enough for today's games and future-proofs you for a while. I noticed no slowdowns when running multiple applications at once, and the RGB lighting adds a nice touch if you're into that kind of thing. It's not just about looking good, though. The speed here makes a real difference in load times and overall system responsiveness. Storage is where this PC really shines. A 2TB NVMe SSD means you're not constantly juggling what to keep on your drive. I installed a few large games like Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption 2, and they loaded almost instantly. There's plenty of room for more, too, so you won't have to delete old saves or mods to make space. Connectivity is solid, with Wi-Fi 6E built in, so you won't need to mess around with extra adapters. The case also has plenty of USB ports, including front-facing USB-C, which is great for fast data transfers or charging devices. I plugged in my headset, keyboard, and external SSD without any issues, and everything recognized right away. The build quality is surprisingly good for a pre-built. The case has good airflow, and the RGB fans add a nice aesthetic without being over the top. I didn't have to do any cable management myself, which is a huge plus if you're not into tinkering. Everything just worked out of the box, which is exactly what you want from a pre-built system. Now, I do have a couple of minor quibbles. The included Windows 11 Home license is fine, but if you're used to a clean install, you might want to wipe it and start fresh. There are a few bloatware apps pre-installed, and while they're not deal breakers, they can be annoying. Also, the case isn't the most premium feeling, but it gets the job done without looking cheap. Overall, this PC delivers where it matters most: performance, storage, and reliability. It's not the flashiest build out there, but it's one of the best values I've seen in a pre-built gaming PC lately. If you're looking for a machine that can handle modern games at high settings without costing an arm and a leg, this is definitely worth considering. You can find all the details in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.